Dear students, in the next set of questions, before exercise 2.1, what we have understood is two basic concepts. We have understood how to find the value of a given polynomial at a value of the variable. And we have also understood what are the zeros of the polynomial. Based on these two concepts, now we are starting to solve up the examples and the questions of exercise 2.2. The example number 2 at page 32 in your NCERT textbook is find the value of each of the following polynomials at the values of the variables indicated against them. The first part of this is the polynomial in x px is 5x square minus 3x plus 7, and we have to find the value at x equals to 1. When we were understanding concepts, we understood that this px, and what we have to put x as 1. So how shall we write this? We'll write this as p1. Value of polynomial at 1. Value of polynomial at variable equals 1. Right? How shall we find this? We'll replace everywhere x with 1. So it should be 5 multiplied 1 square minus 3 multiplied 1 plus 7. That means the value of polynomial at x equals to 1. How much this should be? 5 minus 3 plus 7. How much is it coming? Can we calculate? 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. So that will be the answer for this particular part. Dear students, the second part of this example is qy equals 3y cube minus 4y plus root 11, and the value of the variable y is given to be 2. How shall we write it? We write it as q2, that is value of q polynomial at y equals to 2. We'll replace y with 2. 3 multiplied twice cube minus 4 multiplied 2 plus under root 11. What we have done? We have put 2 in place of y. The standard procedure. What shall we get as 3 multiplied 8 minus 4 into 2 is 8 plus under root 11. Can we solve the first two terms? We can't solve the third term, but we can solve these two. 3 into 8, 24. 24 minus 8 is 16 plus under root 11. That will be the answer for this second part of the question. Dear students, the third part is polynomial in t is 4t raised power 4 plus 5t cube minus t square plus 6. And the value of the variable is given to be a. That means we are actually going to replace the variable t by a new variable a. That's it. No change will occur. What shall we say? The value of the polynomial at t equals a should be 4 in place of t, a raised power 4 plus 5 a cube minus a square plus 6. Can we solve it further? No further solving is possible. So that will be the answer to this particular part. Remember, we have simply replaced the variable with its given value. Dear students, example number 3 in continuation is check whether minus 2 and plus 2 are zeros of the polynomial x plus 2. Now let us recap the concept of the zeros of a polynomial. We said a zero of a polynomial is the value of variable at which the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Zeros are what? The values of the variables at which the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Here what we are given is the polynomial px is x plus 2. And the values of x are given to be minus 2 and plus 2. Right? Minus 2 and plus 2 will be zeros according to concept if P2 is 0, P positive 2 is 0 and P negative 2 is 0. Positive 2 will be a 0 if polynomial's value at positive 2 is 0. Negative 2 will be a 0 if polynomial's value at negative 2 is 0. First we find the polynomial's value at 2. It should be 2 plus 2, that is 4. Is it 0? Not equal to 0. Since polynomial's value at 2 is not 0, hence x equals to is not a 0 of px. That means x equals to 2 cannot make the value of the polynomial as 0. x equals positive 2 पॉलिनोमियल की वैल्यू को 0 नहीं कर पा रहा है. Right? Next what we check is polynomial's value at minus 2. Polynomial's value at minus 2 will be minus 2 plus 2. Is it equal to 0? Yeah. Minus 2 plus 2 is 0. So we can say since polynomial's value at minus 2 is 0, hence x equals minus 2 is a 0 of px equals x plus 2. In this particular case, at x equals minus 2, the value of the polynomial has become 0. So remember again, in this case, the value of the polynomial becomes 0, but the 0 of the polynomial is the value of x, which is actually minus 2. So minus 2 is yes a 0 of this polynomial. Dear students, example number 4 is find a 0 of the polynomial px equals twice x plus 1. Now let us apply the concept. What we have to do is we have to find a value of x for which the value of the polynomial becomes a 0. So what we will do for finding a 0, of px, what we shall do, we shall equate px to 0. Equate px to 0. We shall equate the polynomial in x as equal to 0. By solving this out, we will be able to find the value of x. That means if px equals to 0, what is px then? 2x plus 1. So this implies twice x plus 1 is 0. This implies twice x should be minus 1. And this further implies x should be minus 1 upon 2. So x equals minus 1 upon 2 is a 0 of px. It is a 0 of px. Next example, dear students, is example number 5. Verify whether 2 and 0 are zeros of the polynomial x square minus 2x. Now what we have to do? We have to verify. For verifying, what we shall do? We will put 2 in place of x. If the value comes to be 0, it is a 0. We'll put 0 in place of x. If the value of the polynomial comes to be 0, then 0 will be a 0. That means for verifying, what shall we do? If px, that is polynomial in x, is x square minus 2x. What is the first zero required? x equals to 2 is a 0 if polynomial's value at 2 is 0. That is what we have to verify. This is what we need to verify to confirm whether 2 is a 0 of this polynomial. So what we'll do? We'll find out polynomial's value at 2. It should be 2 square minus 2 multiplied 2. What will that give us? 4 minus 4. That is 0. What we can say? We can say that P2 is 0. Therefore, x equals to 2 is a 0. Let us confirm for 0 also. Right? So what we say, x equals to 0 is a 0 of Px if P0 is 0. Let us find it. P0 should be 0 square minus 2 multiplied 0. Will it give us 0? Yeah. So we can say, since polynomial's value at 2 is 0 and polynomial's value at 0 is 0, hence x equals 2 and x equals 0 are zeros of Px. They are zeros of Px because at x equals 2 as well as at x equals 0, the value of the polynomial becomes 0. Dear students, now we have the exercise 2.2 in which the first question given to us is find the value of the polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3 at, first we have to find at x equals to 0, then we have to find at x equals minus 1, and then we have to find at x equals 2. Let us do the first part. What is the first part? We have to find at x equals to 0. What we shall do? We shall write first of all Px. What it is? 5x square minus 4x square plus 3. Now we have to find P0. That means we have to put 0 in place of x. 5 into 0 minus 4 multiplied 0 square plus 3. This will give us P0 as 0, 0 plus 3. So the value of polynomial at x equals to 0 is 3. This is first part. In second part, what is the value of x? X is minus 1. Let us put x as minus 1 in this. Now minus 1 will be leading to the value of this polynomial. That means polynomial's value at minus 1. What shall we do? We'll replace x. In place of it, we'll put minus 1. 5 multiplied minus 1 minus 4 multiplied minus 1 square plus 3. Solve it out. This will give us minus 5. Square of negative 1 is positive 1. 4 into 1 will be 1 and minus sign will be retained plus 3. How much will it give us? This will give us minus 6. So polynomial's value at minus 1 will be minus 6. Let us find for the third part. We have the same polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3. Now what is the value of x? It is 2. That means we have to find polynomial's value at 2. It should be 5 multiplied 2 minus 4 multiplied 2 square plus 3. What shall that give us? That will give us 5 into 2, 10 minus 4 into 4, 16 plus 3. That will give us polynomial's value at 2 as minus 2. So remember students, whenever you are finding the value of any polynomial at any given value of the variable, you have to simply replace the variable with that value, right? And because of that, we are able to find the value of the polynomial at the given value of the variable. Dear students, in the second question, we are asked to find P0, P1 and P2 for these 1, 2, 3, 4 polynomials. Let us take up the first part. The first part is a polynomial in y and we have to find P0, P1 and P2. That means first for finding P0, we have to replace y with 0, that will be 0 square minus 0 plus 1. That will give us, these two will become 0 and only 1 will remain. Then we have to find P1. We have to replace 1 in place of y, 1 square minus 1 plus 1. Will that give us 1 also? Yeah. The polynomial's value at 0 as well as at 1, both are 1. Let us find polynomial's value at 2. It should give us 2 square minus 2 plus 1. What shall that give us? 4 minus 2 plus 1. That should be 3. So polynomial's value at y equals 2 will be 3. The second part of this question is, it is a polynomial in t which is rating 2 plus t plus twice t square minus t cube. And we have again to find P0, P1 and P2. First part will be putting 0 in place of t. We will get 2 plus 0 plus 2 multiplied 0 square minus 0 cube. This will be 0, this will be 0, this will be 0, only remaining will be 2. So polynomial's value at t equals to 0 will be 2. Let us find out polynomial's value at t equals to 1. Replace t with 1. 2 into 1 square minus 1 cube. Can we say this will be 2 plus 1 plus 2 minus 1? These two 1 will cancel out and we have P1 as 4. Let us find polynomial's value at t equals 2. We will be replacing 2 in place of each and every t. We will have 2 plus 2. This 2 is in place of t plus 2 multiplied 2 square minus twice cube. As you can see, these both are twice cube. 2 square into 2 is 2 cube. 2 cube is 2 cube. So they will cancel out. We will get the value as 4 only. Right? So what we are doing? We are simply replacing 2 in place of t. The third part of this question is px equals x cube. And again we have to replace x with 0, 1 and 2. Let us do it. P0 will be 0 cube. Will it be 0? Yeah. P1 will be 1 cube. That will be 1 only. And polynomial's value at 2 will be 8. That is so simple. We have simply to replace the variable and solve it. The fourth part is the polynomial in x is given as x minus 1 multiplied with x plus 1. Again, for finding P0, we have 0 minus 1 multiplied with 0 plus 1. That will be how much? That will be minus 1 multiplied with positive 1. And the result will be negative 1. For finding P1, let us see the polynomial's value at 1. We shall have 1 minus 1 multiplied with 1 plus 1. What will that result? 0. 0 into anything is 0. So P1 should be 0. That means x equals to 1 is a 0 of this polynomial. Let us find P2. Polynomial's value at x equals 2. It should be 2 minus 1 into 2 plus 1. What that will give us? That will give us 1 multiplied 3, that is 3. So in this way we are able to find the value of the polynomial at any given value of the variable. Dear students, third question is verify whether the following are zeros of the polynomials indicated against them. So this time we are given the polynomial, we are given a value of x, and we have to verify if this value is a zero of this polynomial. How shall we do it? If it is a zero, then the value of the polynomial at x equals minus 1 by 3 should be 0. That means x equals minus 1 by 3 is a 0 if polynomial's value at minus 1 by 3 is 0. Right? This is our condition. So what we should do? We shall find polynomial's value at minus 1 by 3. How shall we do this? We have to substitute minus 1 by 3 in place of x. That should be 3 multiplied minus 1 upon 3 plus 1. 3 multiplied in place of x minus 1 upon 3 plus 1. Can we cancel this? Yes. That means polynomial's value at minus 1 upon 3 will be minus 1 plus 1, that is 0. Since polynomial's value at minus 1 upon 3 is 0, hence x equals minus 1 upon 3 is a 0 of px, because the value of the polynomial at the given value of the variable is going 0. Therefore, the given value of the variable is a 0 of the polynomial. The second part of this is px equals 5x minus pi. This time the polynomial is having pi in its terms, and we are given the value of x as 4 upon 5. Right? What our reason will be? X equals 4 upon 5 is a 0 if polynomial's value at 4 upon 5 should be 0. That is our regular condition for a 0. Right? So let us find out what is the polynomial's value at 4 upon 5. We have 5 multiplied 4 upon 5 minus pi. Well, that gave us 4 minus pi. And is this value 0? This is not equal to 0. Right? So, what we can say, what our reason will be? Since polynomial's value at 4 upon 5 is not equal to 0, it is not 0. Therefore, x equals 4 upon 5 is not a 0 of px. Since the value of the polynomial at the given value of the variable 4 upon 5 is not becoming 0, therefore it is not a 0 of the polynomial. In the third part here, students, we are given that the polynomial in x is x square minus 1. We are given two values for x, that is 1 and minus 1. We have to verify them one by one, right? If first of all we take x equals 1, x equals 1 is a 0, then p of 1 should be 0. Check it out. P of 1 should be 1 square minus 1. That will give us 0. That will give us 0. For minus 1, let us see. P of minus 1 should be minus 1 square minus 1. Now here the basic thing is that minus 1 square is positive 1. Positive 1 minus 1 will be 0. So this is also giving us 0. So we can say, since P of 1, that is polynomial's value at 1 is 0 and polynomial's value at minus 1 is 0, hence x equals 1 and minus 1 both are zeros of the polynomial. Both are zeros of polynomial x square minus 1. In each and every case, we have to remember, for verifying a 0, we have to put the value of the variable in the polynomial. If the value of the polynomial comes out to be 0, then the given value is a 0. Dear students, in the fourth part, the polynomial is given to be as x plus 1 multiplied with x minus 2. And the values we are given is minus 1 and 2. First we will verify for minus 1. So we can say polynomial's value at minus 1 should be minus 1 plus 1. This minus 1 is for x. This plus 1 was the question. Multiplied with minus 1 minus 2. In place of x, minus 1. What we get is minus 1 plus 1 is 0 multiplied with minus 3. But eventually it gives us 0. Right? For second value, we find polynomial's value at 2. We shall have 2 plus 1 multiplied 2 minus 2. What this is giving us is 3 multiplied 0. Eventually it gives 0. That means both are the zeros. That means we can say since p of minus 1 and polynomial's value at 2 are 0. Hence, x equals minus 1 and x equals 2 are zeros of px. Both are the zeros of the polynomial. In each and every case, we have to remember, we have to put the value of the variable and check if the value of the polynomial is coming 0. Similarly, in the fifth part, we have px equals x square and the value of x is given to be 0. We'll simply find p0 is 0 square, which is 0 again. The same way, we can write since p0 is 0, hence x equals 0 is a 0 of px. Please note, in this case, the value of x is also 0, which is making the value of the polynomial as 0. In the sixth part, we are given polynomial as Lx plus m. And we are given the value of x also in terms of m and n. What we have to find is polynomial's value at minus m upon n. This case, we'll put x as minus m by n. In place of x, minus m by n plus m. Now, can we cancel this n? What we are getting, polynomial's value at minus m by n is minus m plus m, that is 0. That is coming 0. That means we can say since polynomial's value at minus m by l is 0, hence what is the value of x? The value of x minus m by l is a 0 of given polynomial. Whatever be the case, whatever be the polynomial, whatever be the given value of x, we have always to put that in the polynomial. If the value is coming 0, then the given value is a 0 of the polynomial. In the seventh part, dear students, we are given the polynomial as 3x square minus 1, and this time we are given the values of x in terms of root 3. What will be the value of polynomial at minus 1 upon root 3? We will replace this x with minus 1 upon root 3. We have to put the square and minus 1. In place of x, I am replacing minus 1 by root 3. Square I am not replacing. Square will be as such. Square of a negative number is positive. So this will give us 3 into 1 upon 3 minus 1. What will this give us? 1 minus 1, that is 0. So polynomial's value at minus 1 upon root 3 is coming to be 0. Let us check the polynomial's value at 2 upon root 3. It should be done like this. 3 multiplied 2 upon root 3 square minus 1. In place of x, 2 upon root 3. Square in its place. We'll simplify this. What we get is 3 multiplied. We have to do the square of numerator and denominator. Square of 2 is 4. Square of square root 3 is 3 minus 1. That will cancel out. We are getting polynomial's value at 2 upon root 3 as 4 minus 1, that is 3. Right? Since polynomial's value at 2 upon root 3 is not 0, but polynomial's value at minus 1 upon root 3 is 0. Right? So, polynomial's value at minus 1 upon root 3 is 0. Hence, x equals minus 1 upon root 3 is 0 of px. But polynomial's value at 2 upon root 3 is not equals to 0. Hence, x equals 2 upon root 3 is not a 0 of px. Yeah, in place of this, in place of 2 upon root 3, had it been positive 1 upon root 3, it would have been a 0. Dear students, the 8th part is px equals twice x plus 1, and we are given the value as x equals 1 upon 2. So what we'll find is p1 upon 2. Let us find this as 2 multiplied 1 upon 2 plus 1. What that will give us? Polynomial's value at 1 upon 2 is 1 plus 1, that is 2. Now in this case, what I observe is, had it been if x would have been minus 1 upon 2, we would have polynomial's value at minus 1 upon 2 as 2 multiplied minus 1 upon 2 plus 1. That means this would have been minus 1 plus 1, that was 0. Right? What I observe is x equals 1 upon 2 is not a 0 of px, but x equals minus 1 upon 2 is a 0 of polynomial. So students, whatever cases are there, whatever values of x are given, we have to actually put that value and verify if it is a 0 or not. In question number 4, dear students, we are given the other way round. What we are given is, find the 0 of the polynomial in each of the following cases now. Right? What we will be doing? What will be the 0 of the polynomial? The value of x which will make its value as 0. So we will put px equals 0 and find the value of x. For finding the 0, we'll put the polynomial as 0. That means we are putting x plus 5 equals 0. Will this give us the value of the x? Yes. This will give the value of x as minus 5. That means x equals minus 5 is a 0 of px. In the second part, what we are having is x minus 5 we are putting equals to 0. So we are getting x equals 5 is a 0 of this px. Whenever we have to find a 0, we will simply put the polynomial equals to 0 and find the value of x. In the third part, we are given px equals 2x plus 5. Let us equate this to 0. First, we have to transfer 5. We get 2x equals minus 5. Then we have to transfer 2. That is minus 5 divided by 2. This gives us a 0 of px. In the fourth part, we have to equate 3x minus 2 equals 0. We have to transfer this 2 first, and then we are going to transfer 3. So we are getting x equals 2 upon 3 in this case as a 0 of the polynomial. The fifth part is px, that is polynomial is 3x this time. Let us put this as 0. What we get is x equals 0 upon 3. Now anything divided, when 0 is divided by any number, we are getting 0. So x equals 0 is a 0 of px. Similarly, in this case, we put ax equals 0, we get x equals 0 upon a, or x equals to 0 is a 0 of px. So, in these two cases, the value of x is also 0, which is making the value of the polynomial as 0. Now in the seventh part, we have got px as cx plus d. C here is denied to be 0. Why? Because if c had been 0, it would have been remaining as d only, which was a constant term. So it was independent of x, right? And we cannot find its 0. And c and d are given to be real numbers. Let us substitute this cx plus d as equals to 0. Since d is a real number, we can transfer it to the other side. We can have cx equals minus d. C is again non-zero, so we can divide by it. We have x as minus d upon c, which is 0 of px. So I am sure, students, now you are very comfortable about the basic concept of the zeros of polynomial.